They called them warrior monks, men sworn to poverty, chastity, and obedience. Yet, within a single generation, the Knights Templar became the most powerful military and financial force in medieval Europe. By the early 13th century, they owned vast estates from Portugal to the Holy Land, controlled the first international banking system, and answered to no king, only the Pope himself. But power like that breeds fear. In 1307, on a cold October morning, King Philip IV of France ordered the sudden arrest of every Templar under his jurisdiction. The charges? Heresy, idolatry, and consorting with dark forces. What began as a dawn raid quickly spiraled into one of history's greatest betrayals. Under torture, confessions poured out, claims of worshipping a mysterious head called Baphomet, and of hidden relics smuggled from beneath Solomon's temple. The Vatican, cornered by politics and power, sanctioned their destruction. And when the fires burned across France in 1314, and Jacques de Molay was chained to the stake, many believed the Templars' story had ended. The Grand Master's final words, however, told another story. As the flames consumed him, he cursed King Philip IV and Pope Clement, declaring that they would both face judgment within a year. History records that both men died within that very time. To some, coincidence. To others, prophecy. But de Molay's true legacy wasn't vengeance. It was survival. For as his brothers were hunted and executed, select Templars vanished into the mists of Europe, taking their secrets with them. They became farmers, masons, navigators, ordinary men carrying extraordinary knowledge. In the centuries that followed, their influence surfaced in strange places. Cryptic manuscripts, new orders, even royal bloodlines. It seemed the fire had not consumed the Templars, only scattered their embers. And those embers would ignite once again in the most unexpected places. For what began beneath Solomon's temple was far from over. Rumors of surviving Templars persisted long after their supposed extinction. In France, the Languedoc region, home of the Cathars, another heretical sect destroyed by the Church, became a haven for fugitives. Local families began to whisper of secret marriages between Templar knights and noble women, forming a new, hidden lineage. These descendants, it was said, carried the temple blood, not just in name, but in purpose. According to 15th century chronicles, one branch of this bloodline merged with Scottish nobility, influencing the rise of the Freemasons and later the Jacobite resistance. In Portugal, King Denis I gave asylum to surviving Templars, renaming them the Order of Christ, an order that later funded explorers like Henry the Navigator. Their ships bore the same red cross, once painted on Templar sails, now reborn under new flags. Some historians claim this was no accident, that the age of exploration was, in truth, the Templars' hidden expansion, a quiet continuation of their mission to recover lost wisdom across the earth. And hidden within their voyages lay clues to their true inheritance. By the early 1600s, whispers of a mysterious Brotherhood of the Rose Cross began to spread through Europe. Their manifestos spoke of divine knowledge, alchemy, and enlightenment, and their symbol, A cross entwined with a blooming rose echoed ancient Templar seals. Was this a new order or a rebirth of the old one? Many scholars now believe the Rosicrucians were direct spiritual descendants of the Templars, preserving their esoteric teachings in a world still ruled by the Church. Their texts spoke of a prophecy that one day a hidden wisdom from the East, buried since Solomon's time, would resurface. A wisdom that could unify science, faith, and the human spirit. To those in power, such ideas were dangerous, too empowering for the common soul. And so the Church waged war, not with swords, but with silence, burning manuscripts and branding thinkers as heretics. Yet the prophecy endured, hidden in art, architecture, and secret societies. It promised that when mankind was ready, the temple light would return, and with it the truth long buried beneath Jerusalem. For centuries, the Vatican has guarded its archives more tightly than any treasure. Inside, beneath meters of stone and secrecy, lie over 85 kilometers of shelves, documents the world has never seen. Among them are believed to be papal decrees, secret correspondences, and forbidden texts seized from the Templars after their arrest. Researchers who've glimpsed fragments speak of strange diagrams, geometric drawings linking Solomon's temple to cathedral blueprints and star constellations. Why would a religious order care so deeply about astronomy, sacred geometry, and human consciousness? Because the Templars may have understood creation itself as a divine formula, one that made humanity not servants of God, but reflections of Him. To the Church, that was blasphemy. To the Templars, it was truth. So the Vatican did what it always did best: suppress, control, rewrite. But the truth, like light, always finds a way to escape the cracks.
Before we continue, we'd love to know, where are you joining us from tonight? Whether you're relaxing in New York, exploring from Tokyo, or listening under the quiet skies of Cape Town, this community connects people from every walk of life. Comment your city and country below and see how beautifully diverse our audience truly is. And while you're here, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Your support keeps the stories coming.
While the Vatican held its power in Rome, something ancient was stirring in the north. In the wind-swept isles of Scotland and Scandinavia, local legends tell of black-robed knights who arrived from the south, carrying relics and knowledge. Some accounts describe stone circles and chapels built using techniques identical to Templar fortresses, centuries before modern masons could replicate them. The Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland, built in the 15th century, remains one of the most mysterious of all. Its carvings depict New World plants like corn and aloe, long before Columbus ever set sail. Beneath its crypt lies a sealed vault rumored to contain ancient documents, possibly even remnants of what the Templars took from Solomon's temple. Architectural scans show secret chambers that remain untouched to this day. In these northern sanctuaries, the prophecy endured that one day the blood of the temple, both literal and spiritual, would awaken again, and with it the true purpose of the Templar order would be revealed, not to conquer, but to enlighten. Today, historians, archaeologists, and mystics alike continue to chase the Templar mystery, not for gold, but for understanding. From the Dead Sea Scrolls to new radar scans beneath Jerusalem, every discovery points toward a greater pattern, a hidden continuity of ancient wisdom. The Templars, it seems, were never merely warriors. They were guardians of memory, of humanity's forgotten relationship with the divine. Perhaps that was their prophecy, that one day, when the world was drowning in noise and doubt, the ancient light of knowledge would rise again. Modern science, too, is beginning to echo that idea, that energy, geometry, and consciousness are intertwined. It's as if the Templar's secret is resurfacing through a new language, physics instead of faith, atoms instead of angels. And maybe that's exactly how prophecy fulfills itself, not in thunder, but in recognition. If Solomon built the first temple in stone, the Templars built the second in spirit. Now it may be time to build the third within the human soul. Because perhaps the real secret was never what they found, but what they became. As the night deepens and the fires of history fade into embers, one truth remains. The Templars did not die. They transformed into symbols, into ideas, into the invisible architecture of our world. Their message whispers across time. The temple is within. The light is eternal. And as you close your eyes tonight, imagine those nights beneath the Temple Mount, lanterns flickering, hearts steady, unearthing not gold, but the spark of divine understanding. That spark still burns. Perhaps in some quiet way, it burns in you too.